I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
Well, hold on to your eyeballs.
Jesus, yeah. I'm glad I got glasses.
We got a great episode of Happy Wax TV, the Doom Goring report for you tonight.
Yeah. Axe.
This is Happy Wax right here. And we've got a film called Child Eater.
Child Eater. Oh, just the name alone, if that doesn't make you want to fucking watch this movie to find out what's going on. But
it draws you in the name. It's like
it does. It does. I'll let you handle the direction.
Yes, it's directed and written by Erlinger Thoroddsen. Erlinger Thoroddsen.
Okay.
And in the cast, we've got Kate Bliss as Helen Connolly, Colin Critchley as Lucas Parker, Jason Martin as Robert Bowery, who's the spooky dude in this one.
Wow.
So I guess the synopsis would be: a simple night of babysitting takes a horrifying turn when Helen realizes the boogeyman really is in little Lucas's closet, which is always the way, isn't it? You know, I mean, so Robert Bowery was this guy that was going blind, and he decided that in order to not go blind, he would eat your eyeballs.
Mm-hmm. Jesus. Kind of like, isn't that kind of Jeepers Creepers-ish?
Jeepers Creepers.
A little bit. Didn't he eat body parts to
regenerate? Yeah.
And just quickly about the director's name, I just says there it was filmed in Iceland, so. Maybe that's Icelandic? Is that?
It must be. Yeah. He definitely sounds like I'm picturing a Viking right now.
Yeah,
but it's probably this huge guy.
A fucking sword and horns on his fucking. That's good.
Hopefully, I pronounced it right.
Yeah, Jesus. Well, if you hear a knock at your door, don't answer. But yeah, I don't know. This I don't know. I like this movie. The way they did. What was his name again?
Robert Bowery.
Robert Bowery. The way they did his makeup was
ghoulishly
cool.
Yeah. He's definitely a character where I could see them. You know, you could easily. He's very horror specific. I don't know, like kind of like these guys, right? He's got that look that could be in your nightmares.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you know, and he wears those big goggles over top of his eyes, like you know.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool.
I will say this, that I at the beginning of this movie, I was rolling my eyes because the acting is not the greatest in this movie. I'll just be honest. It's not the best acted. Like,
good thing Robert Bowery didn't pop your eyeballs out while you're rolling them.
But I will tell you who saved. What's the little kid's name? Yeah, because you just did the cast there. Where are you here? What the frick is the kid's name? Lucas. Yeah, whoever. Oh, Lucas.
Colin Critchley.
He saved this movie, really, because his acting. But I'm telling you, the acting in this movie is just, it's like cut and paste, and very very drab, and it's almost like they're reading lines a lot of times, and that I didn't like that. But this Colin Critchley, he, like, as the little kid, I thought he did a great job. And then when they introduced, what's his name again? Bowery?
Yeah, Robert Bowery.
Robert Bowery. As soon as I saw his character, then I was totally invested in this movie because he's creepy as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I gotta tell you that if you want a well acted movie, this is not the movie. You have to take it as kind of
as a B horror, I guess.
Yeah, but it's definitely a good movie. Like, don't get me wrong, but don't judge it on its merits of acting because you won't like it.
I definitely liked the movie. It was saved by Bowery and his character, and it was, I don't know, I thought it was pretty cool. It's like, you know, we're like, I mean, as far as horrors go, it's getting kind of the point where you got to try to do something different.
Yeah.
This was a little different, you know, it's a different sort of story with a lot of it had a lot of cliches in it, you know, like and that got us talking about for an upcoming segment of Let's Talk Horror, which is going to get off the ground very shortly.
Absolutely.
I said, let's do one on horror movie cliches,
Yeah.
like, you know, like the hospital being empty all the time at night. Because if you've ever been in a hospital,
Yeah.
it's never empty. Okay, you can go in there at 4 a.m. and there's 1,000 people in a hospital, right?
Yeah.
Or the 2 cops going investigating a kid that's been missing. I mean, like these days there's 1,000 cops. So. But I mean, that all aside, I mean, you got to set up the horror movie, and I thought it was good. Like, it was definitely a great Friday night fright festival. In the old days, we would have liked this one, and throwing a lot of popcorn around at each other.
Well,
and
that's the other. Okay, so that's another thing that I want to talk about for Let's Talk Horror, because this movie is perfect. It's got two segments. If this movie was shot in the 80s, I tell you right now, it would be a classic.
It would be, yeah.
It would be, okay?
Yeah.
But because it was shot nowadays and everything is compared to CGI this and Avengers that, and what do you mean it doesn't have $100 million trillion budget? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but if this movie was shot in the 80s, the same time these two movies were, because if you put these movies nowadays, people will laugh at them.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They will.
And I recently just watched about 5 or 6 of these. It was like,
if this movie, if Friday the 13th came out this Friday, okay, it would fucking flop at the box office. I guarantee it would not be a classic, because
people would cut it up.
Yeah, but the reason it was so good in the 80s was it because, I mean, the technology wasn't there, and they could get away with the cheesiness. And there was like that practical splatter, that just,
shock factor.
Yeah, that just doesn't cut it nowadays. It's a whole new ball game. But that's how this movie is. It's shot in an 80s style. And if you grew up loving that,
It's got good gore.
yeah,
If you like the gore,
Absolutely.
it's got good gore, good creepy scenes. There's some creepy scenes where Mr. Bowery just emerges from the shadows, and it's freaking awesome.
yeah,
And you're right. If this movie had come out in the '80s, you'd have a Robert Bowery right between Freddy and Jason here.
and it's a shame.
Because he'd be a doll.
Yeah,
He'd be
because really,
an
honest.
icon.
Okay, and I don't mean to keep talking about other movies because we're talking about this one, but look at Pinhead. Okay, and I've said this, and this is going to be another topic too. The Hellraiser movies, aside from the first 2, and there's 9 of them, are fucking garbage. And I've said that only one of them has gone to the theater, and all the other ones are straight to video. So what the fuck does that tell you? You know what I mean? So really, after the second one, and even the second one's questionable, they're fucking garbage. But what is Pinhead? He's a fucking horror icon. He's got the shittiest fucking movies out there.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the Friday the Freddy's either, but whatever. I mean, you can nitpick, but I mean, honestly, Pinhead is a fucking iconic horror, but his movies are fucking garbage, except for the first 2. But this guy,
It's definitely Robert Bowery's got some classic horror.
honestly, watch this fucking movie.
traits to him.
Yeah, and when you see his character, like,
and there was the movie it was actually better than these movies because it had backstory.
Yeah.
And the whole story about the black stork, which I won't ruin for people.
Yeah.
Kind of explains what happens to Bowery at the end.
Yep.
And yeah, I thought it was actually better than these movies because it explained something to you, and you took something away from it. And possibly we'll be, if we haven't got our eyeballs popped out, we'll be seeing Mr. Bowery in another film possibly. You never know. You never know.
Yeah, I hope so. I would like to see a child leader too. I'm eating my words here because I'm not a huge fan of sequels because a lot of them suck.
And
But
you never
I
know.
do.
Maybe Erwinger Thorrodenson's got another one coming for us.
But I want to see more of this character. I really do, and I want to get. They give a background of him, but I want to see more. Of what's going on. So aside from the acting, which I thought was a little bit fucking bland, but it was a good movie. It was it was
The best actor that was ever in a Friday the 13th was Corey Feldman when he was 13. So
Yes.
I mean, those movies.
True
Trust
enough.
me, I just watched those and I was laughing. I was like, oh my god.
True enough.
Yeah.
True enough. So
anyway, what's your rating for this?
Well, I'm kind of stuck on my 7.5, so I would give this one a definite 7.5 or an 8.
Yeah, I give it 7.5.
Yeah.
So
If you're a big fan of 80s style horror movies, then watch this movie. I think you'll have to search to find it, and and there's a lot of people haven't even heard of this movie, and when you go online, you don't see a lot about it, so it's one of these hidden gems that you kind of have to search out. So, but it is on torrent sites. That's where we got it from, and I don't know. It might be on Shudder. I'm not sure, but I know it's not on Netflix. But there's a few streaming sites. I guarantee it'll be on one of them. But yeah, if you get a chance to see this flick, don't not watch it, because it is definitely worth a watch. So.
And make sure you wear a motorcycle helmet to protect your eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. His eyes are very. They're very liberal eye popping in this film. So, anyways. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I'm telling you right now, if you're hiding in your closet because you think there's a monster under your bed or so, and Robert Bowery comes out of the fucking corner, you will be scared.